It seemed like I was sitting in the sardine position in the back of this SUV for, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, and a police officer, and I think it was the one that stuffed me in that seat and slammed the door on me, came and opened the door and said, "Get out." And so I got out, and he grabbed my arm and drug me around to the front of the SUV where an ambulance was waiting, and took me to the back of the ambulance. There was an EMT, seems like two, a male and a female, and the female said to me, or rather to the police officer, "Can you take his handcuffs off?" And after he took my handcuffs off, she asked me if I could step up there and get on the gurney, so I did. And she was talking to me. I'm not certain I remember everything she said. That was last week, but it seemed like she said to me, "Can you crawl up on the gurney by yourself?" And I crawled up on the gurney by myself, and she said, "We're going to be checking your heart, and also we're going to take you to the hospital and do a CAT scan, or have them see if they need to or want to do a CAT scan on your head, because they're afraid you might have a concussion." And when I got tackled in the front yard previously to that, there, at the time, it actually seemed like there was, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 people that jumped on me, but I don't know how many it actually was. It may have only been 2, it just seemed that way. But I do know that they roughed me up quite a bit, and it seemed like with bare fists before they put handcuffs on me. As I wasn't trying to struggle at all. I was just tackled to the ground and put handcuffs on. Anyhow, I said, well, I don't know that I said anything at all, really. They took me to the Carthage Mercy Hospital, took me into the emergency there, and then when I got to the emergency there, she asked me if I could crawl over to, on the way out there, she asked me also, do I have diabetes? And I said, no, I don't have diabetes. She said, do you mind if I check? And I said, no, I don't mind. So she pricked one of my fingers, and then she said, no, you don't have diabetes. I said, yeah, that's kind of what I told you. And then when we got there, I guess they asked me if I could crawl from the EMT's gurney over to the gurney in the emergency room where they had me, and I said sure, and got over on the other one. And they did a series of tests, like take my blood pressure, and said your blood pressure is very high. They didn't tell me what the numbers were, and they ended up